Greetings. I'm coming to y'all at Saturday, May 23rd, 10:09. And today I want to talk about absent souls or absent minds, absent souls, but I just want to talk about how people just don't think about life as it should, or they kind of like disregard life. You know, we all have one life. I kind of like see life as a game. You know, we only get one chance, one life. Whether you waste it or you fulfill it, you know, you only have one life. You can't get another one. You can't. There's no do-overs. There's no, can't go back to fix things. Many people go their whole entire lives feeling as if they wasted it. And no matter what you do in life, whether you're a famous musician, a billionaire, a philanthropist, a homeless man on the street, it all leads to the same demise. So when you look at it from that point, anything you do in life will always be a failure at the end. No, not necessarily a failure, but it won't matter necessarily. And it kind of begs the question, what separates someone with constant motivation, a constant work ethic towards a goal they have or a goal they want to achieve in the near future or far future, versus someone who goes by life day by day, no goals, no ambition, just living, you know, perhaps they go to parties every weekend, smoke, drink, aren't the nicest to the people around them. What separates those two kinds of people, and it's an absent soul, an absent mind, really, because nothing really separates those two. Maybe one's a good person and the other isn't, or one's going to be happy with themselves once they reach their goal than the other. But again, they all lead to the same demise. They are going to die one day. So what really separates them from a human being standpoint? Nothing at face value. But I guess as humans, we have to elevate our minds above that mind state into, no, there's more meaning to it, even if we all lead to the same demise. We're all put on this planet together to coexist. One person is never superior to the others. One circumstance or situations that one goes through in their life aren't superior to others. We all have this undenying ego that we all carry around with ourselves, that our own problems bring to each and every one of us watching this video right now. We all have our certain groups of problems that we never know. Like, for example, I was scrolling on social media and I saw this thing, and it said, if everyone in the world were to put their problems into a hat, would you pick would you pick one problem that randomly, someone's random problem that randomly, and swap it for your problem right now? And it got me thinking. At first I said maybe yes. At first I was tempting about it, but then when I really, really thought about it, I was like, there could be devastating tragedy someone's going through, devastating problems someone's going through. And it really made me appreciate the problems that I have in my life. So I want everyone to really think about that scenario I just gave out, because I feel like that, putting yourself in that scenario, will kind of make you more grateful for your own life and problems you're going through. Because I don't know, it made me feel grateful because I just thought about all the hate in the world, all the bad, all the terrible things that people have to go through constantly day by day, and I was just thinking, I'm just grateful, really, really, really grateful. But I'm kind of at this point in my life where I'm not, and I've mentioned this before in my last video, but I'm at a point where I'm thinking, I'm constantly thinking of the future after high school, and I'm thinking about the people, the new friends I'll meet. Will I meet new friends? Will I be alone? I don't know. And I guess it's just sort of a process that everyone has to go through. I guess there's somewhat fear in that, but I don't know. I somewhat disregard that fear, in theory that it'll all make sense in the end. But I don't know if it truly will. Because I seek answers in life. I seek answers for a lot of different things. And some of those questions that I seek, I will never find those answers to, Because just like look at our country, for example. There's so many questions I have about our history and our country and our presidents and the baggage that comes with it. I have all these questions and theories, and no sort of proof or validation for any of them. So I'm kind of just left wondering and not knowing. And when you're not knowing, it's just living your life not knowing. It's just ignorance. But I guess ignorance is bliss in a way. Because when the day I turn 18, however old I need to be to vote, whenever I can reach that age, who am I going to vote for? How do I know those people I'm voting for is truly a good person? You never know. How do I know he's not a murderer up there? How do I know he's not a liar up there? Who I'm voting for? You never know. Like that's what I mean. Living life absent-minded or having an absent soul, because you never know anything. Truly, never know anything. We just built our life on evidence, I guess, because we really know what we were taught. But it's kind of concerning, because I just don't how can I truly understand someone when you'll truly never know who they really are? It could be the closest person. I want everybody to think of the closest person or someone you think you know the most. Someone you think you know the most. I guarantee you don't know them at all. Because you'll never be them and you'll never comprehend what they think. You'll never think what they think because you'll never be in their shoes. You'll never be in their body because you wake up as you. You only know who you are truly at the end of the day. No matter who it is, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, siblings, you don't know anyone. The only person you will truly ever know and understand is yourself. Therefore, you should you should care for yourself first. Because on an airplane, they always say, put the oxygen thing first before you help others, because in order to help other people and care for other people and show love to other people, you have to show love for yourself, because that's the only person you truly 100% know to 100% capacity, and sometimes we don't know 100. Sometimes we don't know ourselves to that 100% capacity. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes people will spend their whole life trying to figure out who they were, and so interesting. Most days I live my life in my head, overthinking, talking to myself, running scenarios, and some days I feel like I have a great understanding of who I am as a person. Some days I don't. Some days I feel like I know something, and some days I don't, and that's just how life goes, Life is always unpredictable. The world could end tomorrow. I could die tomorrow. You could die tomorrow. it just feels like human beings are just an odd species. Very, very, very odd species. But yeah, I love y'all. I want y'all to have courage. Never try to put on a mask. Never let anyone minimize who you are as a person, as a being. Never feel like your problems aren't heavy. Never feel like someone else's problems are superior to yours. You should only focus on your problems. Never ever compare it to anyone else's. Ever. You are enough. I encourage you to be an ear to someone. Let someone vent to you. You know, ask someone how their day was. Ask them what was the best part and what was the worst part. Simple things like that can really, really change, can change someone. Not change someone, but like make them have a better day, you know. That's all I wish. That's all I wish. Spread the love, be the love. It's summer, guys. First video of the summer. A late one, too. So, whoever you're watching this, whoever's watching this, I hope you're having a great evening, day, or night. And I'll see y'all as the next one. That concludes today's session. Saturday, May 23rd, 10/21.